right, everyone. My name is Alna from twinsmommy.com, and guess what? We're going to be sharing some Pinterest tools to help you ramp up your traffic. All right, we're going to look at all the different ways you can look at Pinterest to help you grow your traffic as a blogger. All right, so if you're interested right now, the way that I grew all my blogs was using Pinterest. Pinterest is still a great way to grow and grow and grow your traffic. Yes, I know that my niche website is ramping up with Pinterest, right? But even Twins Mommy gets Pinterest traffic. Even my highly SEO blog gets Pinterest traffic. It's not a lot, but it does supplement my traffic sources. So this is what you want. You don't want to rely on one traffic source. You need to diversify where people are finding you. It is crucial. Ever since Google's done the helpful content update, I've just been seeing videos and people talking about how their sites are demolished because that's all they focus on. And now people are talking about Pinterest. Now people recognize that Pinterest is a way to drive traffic. We are still ahead here. We have been using Pinterest, I am hoping. And if you haven't picked up my book, The 15 Genius Pinterest Secrets, you can start right now to see an impact in your profile. I thought I can share at least some Pinterest tools to help you figure out your Pinterest marketing strategy. All right, because there is a tactic to all of this. This is not just posting like you would post on Instagram. I don't have an Instagram strategy. I'm still growing. I don't have a TikTok strategy. I'm growing slowly on that platform. But with Pinterest, because it is a visual search engine, I'm going to treat it a little bit differently. All right, so let's look at the top tools. Of course, the first one is Tailwind. I still use Tailwind. It's not my main way to schedule pins or to use it for pinning. I use it for analytics. I use it for the communities aspect of it. There, you can even create pins on Tailwind. So here is what Tailwind looks like in the back end. This has all of my profiles here. So I can just take a look at it if I wanted to, but I mostly focus here on the side. So I like to look at insights. Insights sort of tells me if my profile is generating impressions and clicks and all of that, and it looks like it's going on the upwards trend. For some reason this doesn't always show up. This is, I think, my Pinterest follower count. Follower count. It's not showing. I really don't know why. But in either case, I can still see my insights here. And then I mostly just focus here. I focus here. I also focus up here. I can look at board insights to see my top trending boards here if I wanted to. I can also go to Pin Inspector just to see how they're doing overall, if I'm making the right choices in my design. And I can see which ones are really doing good. So again, I can specify which website I want, but here it just gives me a snapshot of different websites that I own. I can see what's going on here. Under Create, you can create actual pins and designs. I don't use this function too much just because I don't necessarily like the styles so much and it takes a little bit longer. I'm limited in my design choices, I feel, even though they give you lots of templates to choose from. So there's that. And then I like the Ghostwriter AI. There's lots here. If I get stuck with something, I can just use this quickly, especially if I'm actually in Tailwind. I can just quickly think of Instagram captions to mark off, or even email subject line. There's lots here that I can really work with if I wanted to spend my time in here. So it's a nice platform, a nice user face that I can use. But I like to spend a lot of my time here in communities. Communities where I can share my content. I can share other people's content and just get some ideas that way too, to see what people are doing in my niche or in other neighboring niches as well. So this is what it has. It gives me a snapshot of my stuff here. It says I have 38 new reshares received. So I can click on that to see which pins are getting the reshares, and then that can help me see like, okay, this is the topics that are getting reshared the most. Let me make some more pins about that. All right, so I like the communities because it just gives me more insight about my Pinterest marketing strategy. But like I said, I don't use it so much for the pinning schedule aspect of it. I do like manual pinning, but since I have so many profiles on Pinterest, I am using at least my Twins Mommy account and some other accounts just with Tailwind, and with my niche website, I'm just doing manual pinning. Even though I'm seeing lots of success with my niche website, I also believe it's the niche and the industry that I'm in that is allowing for that success. So Tailwind definitely is the number one Pinterest tool to invest in, I do have a link. You can try a free trial of that if you want. The next one is Canva. Canva is the place I use to make a lot of my pins, a lot of my alternate pins, my YouTube thumbnails, lots of graphics. Definitely, if you don't already, which it's hard for me to imagine nowadays with bloggers, if you don't already have a Canva account, sign up for one. You can just see all the little things. This is my ebook here, the 15 Genius Pinterest Secrets that I actually created in Canva. I have more assets here. I have more things here, but I have different pin designs here that I like to use. I like to see what other people are doing for pin designs and see if I can copy that too. So there's lots here where I fiddle with. Get on Canva if you haven't already, and let me know if you need any tutorials on using Canva. I can definitely start doing that as well on this channel. The next tool is called Pin Follow. This allows you to follow back people that are following you. It's not something that I encourage a lot, but it is a specific tool for Pinterest. It just gives you a snapshot of the people that you're following, and if you want to follow them, and the people that are following you, and then if you want to follow them back. It just makes it easier that way than going into your Pinterest profile, clicking on the notification, and then seeing who's following you. All right, so you can use this to sign into Pinterest so that it can grab the information that you have and go from there, okay? It looks like it's free to use, so go ahead and try Pin Follow out if you want to initially just grow your Pinterest profile. Like I said, I don't do that, but as a beginner pinner, you might want to use this just to aggregate the people and just sort of see who's been following you and then follow them back, kind of thing. Okay. Now, Pin Groupy is the next tool. While Pinterest groups aren't the biggest things nowadays, it can at least tell you which ones are active, and then maybe look at the names of these groups and create similar boards on your profile. But again, a lot of these Pinterest groups probably aren't open to more contributors, but you can see which ones are. Okay, so here it says popular Pinterest accounts. So you can look at the popular accounts here and just look at who they are and how they're growing their channels. You have the newcomers here, which is neat. And then accounts by follower growth, fashion bloggers, and then the best groups here. So like I said, with Pin Groupy, you're looking at the groups, but not all of them will probably have contributors like wanting to join, but it gives you an idea of like what's popular right now, like art. If you can lend your blog niche to art stuff, then you can have art boards on your Pinterest profile. Those are popular. Okay, these are specific to Etsy sellers. So if you're selling things on Etsy, then maybe you can name your boards this way. And you can also see if maybe these are open to group boards. So if we click on it, you can see some information about it and you can visit on Pinterest. So this one looks like they're open to growing their group board. They have lots of group boards here. It says here to email her, and I guess pick the board that you want to join, or these are all of them here. Under her main board, there's all of these. So if you do like iPhone cases, then you just want to join that one. I like Pin Groupy. I liked it a lot when I first started Pinterest. So if you are in the beginner stages of pinning on Pinterest, then you can look to see if there are some group boards that are accepting contributors. You can take a look at the top pinners, follow them. You can look at the topics that are popular, use that as inspiration to create your Pinterest boards. Maybe create a silo in your blog for that category. All right, these are all things to think about because you want to reap the benefits of Pinterest, get the globs of Pinterest traffic, and you do that by having the things pinners love, right? The next Pinterest tool you can use is just Pinterest Trends, and you can access that on Pinterest. If you go to your Pinterest profile under this menu here, you can just go to Trends and look at what is currently trending right now. This again can help you with figuring out what types of content to produce in the next couple of weeks. You can also just put your keyword in of your blog niche to see what's happening. Like for me, spring is what I need to focus on. So I need to see, can I blog about any of these that make sense for my blog? So spring door wreaths I can blog about. Spring front door porch decor I can blog about. Floor arrangements I can blog about. Door hangers I can blog about. Lots of things for the front door. I can create maybe 1 or 2 blog posts about that. That is what I use Pinterest trends for. I also use Pinterest trends for supplementing my blog content. So if I have a blog post about ottoman decor ideas, then I'm going to type in ottoman in the Pinterest trends and see, are there terms that I can use in my blog as a subheading that would pique the interest of pinners? You know, these are things that I'm going to look into. The next one is a Pinterest SEO tool. Now, a lot of these are probably gathering the information from the Pinterest trends page is what I'm assuming. But if you don't want to go into Pinterest, if you don't want to do that, you just want to streamline your process for writing blog posts or for creating pins, then I would bookmark this tool. It's keyword tool, and you're just finding keywords for Pinterest. So spring wreath, I want to do Pinterest here. So let's do Pinterest, sorry. Spring wreath. Looks like you can even do YouTube. You can do lots of platforms here. That's a cool, I think I spelled wreath wrong. All right, so it gives me just a lots of ideas here. I can put a lot of these just in my blog post. So instead of, you know, spending money on my expensive SEO tool that I have, this is pretty much what the SEO tool it gives me is variations of what to say for spring wreath, spring door wreaths, DIY spring wreath, spring mesh wreath, spring door wreath, spring wreath for the front door, spring wreaths for the front door that are DIY. Lots of ideas here. Spring wreath ideas. There you go. Those are legit keywords that are in Google and on Pinterest that you can start using in your blog post, in your pin description, in your pin title. And then the next couple of Pinterest tools are built-in tools. So the first one, of course, is just using the Pinterest search bar. That is a great tool for finding board names. So if I want to do spring wreath again, I can name a board of spring wreath ideas. That could be my board name. I don't want to make it too niched down, but I can have that as a new board name. But this also gives you ideas to write a new title for your pin and description for your pins. So that's one built-in feature. The next one is to look at the bubbles. So if I have spring wreath, I'm going to get little bubbles here, and then that tells me what's popular. The front door is the most popular with DIY. So if I have these top 3 here in my post, in my title, on my pin, lots of ideas here, then I'm going to get hopefully some good traffic. So that's how you can use like the categories here. So I'm going to put ideas because if I just put spring wreath, Pinterest thinks I'm shopping for a spring wreath and I just want the ideas. So I'm just going to look at the ideas. And again, if I just type that in, I need to pair it with the DIY in the front doors and something with deco mesh. And those are my top 3 that I can add in my post. But what I want to show you is you just scroll down, you're going to see little areas here that are sort of either shop similar or more like this, like related searches here. Again, this is another way to term your idea into something else. Using the word easy is popular for this topic, and DIY, definitely those two. So it gives you more ideas. So using like the related searches is another built-in feature that you can use. And you can also niche down. You can name your pin title as spring wreath for the front door that are like easy spring wreath front door ideas. Another interesting way is to look at the new board suggestions. If Pinterest doesn't understand what you're talking about, if I was doing something like white papers, let's just do white papers and see what it comes up with. So do you see something like white papers, which is a business marketing, like ebook version kind of thing, report? Pinterest doesn't know what this is. So again, that can tell me like, oh, okay, well then that's not a good board name to use. That is a topic that no one pins to on Pinterest. So that's what I mean by finding maybe some terms that way to play around with different ways to say things. Instead, I would find terms that are popular and then you can create boards and then find similar terms. So if I use digital planner, the next one can be paper planners, and then I can use DIY planners, business planners, calendars, health planners. I can go on and niche and niche and niche and niche. And that could just spark some ideas by using sort of like the board names as a Pinterest tool. All right, so those are the main Pinterest tools that I've shared. Hopefully you like them and start using them. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, pick up my book, 15 Genius Pinterest Secrets for Bloggers. You can start using them today and you'll see traction hopefully by the end of that month. All right, so let me know if you've gotten that book. Let me know how you're liking it. I want to know as well. And make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.